Everybody on this row feels exactly the same way about a woman's right to choose. Everybody on this row feels exactly the same way on gun control. We have to go win a huge victory this year. Who can pull together the Democratic Party? And let me say this, we have not said one word tonight about race.
How do you explain that increase in black arrests under your leadership?
And one of the strategies that our community adopted was to target when there were cases where there was gun violence and gang violence.
We need to rework our criminal justice system. We need race-conscious laws in education, in employment, in entrepreneurship.
With respect, you can't regulate away racism with a whole patchwork of laws that are race-specific. What we have to do is heed the writings of Martin Luther King, whose birthday we just celebrated. He said that capitalism forgets that life is social, and what he was championing was a guaranteed minimum income for all Americans of $1,000 a month or more that would end up reshaping our economy in communities of color, make it so that black net worth is not 10% of white net worth in this country, which is the most important number of them all. We can't regulate that away through any other means except by putting money directly into the hands of African Americans and Latinos and people of color to allow businesses to actually flourish and grow in those communities.
I am for reparations to African Americans in this country, and anyone who thinks that racism is a thing of the past and not an ongoing problem is not dealing with reality. One of the leaders of Joe Biden's South Carolina campaign made racist remarks about someone associated with our campaign. Joe, disavow Dick Harpootlian and what he had to say. It was wrong.
I'm asking you to join me and join in the support I have from the overwhelming number of the members of that Black Caucus. I have more support in South Carolina in the Black Caucus and the black community than anybody else.
We have a racist society from top to bottom. The system is broken, is racist. We invest in our young people in jobs and education. 200,000 people are in jail without having been convicted of anything.
That's right.
We got to end cash bail.
The house valued in the black neighborhood will be valued as worth less, making it difficult for you to accumulate wealth. We should triple the funding we have for at-risk schools.
No excuse for black women dying in childbirth 3 times the rate that white women are doing as well.
Systematic racism when it comes to voting. Stop the gerrymandering by setting up independent commissions in every single state.
So, you know, realize there are 35 states in the United States of America that have come up with a total of 78 laws to restrict voting just in the last 5 years to try to keep African Americans from voting, and brown as well, black and brown people from voting.
I proposed a 2-cent wealth tax. That one law is going to help close the black-white wealth gap for people with student loans by about 20 points.
We should set up a commission on race and deal with race explicitly. Because everyone's saying we can't have rules that are different for different people, but in fact we're here because we had rules that are different for different people. Out of narrative comes policy. Let's figure out how to repair the damage so we can move forward together.
The median African American household net worth is projected to be 0 by 2053. It's something of an economic unnatural disaster. And who suffers most in a natural disaster? People of color, people with lower levels of capital and access to opportunity and education. And while I know we love to champion education here as Democrats, only 33% of Americans are going to attend college. We can prevent this tsunami from wiping out African American net worth unless we put straight cash into their hands. And it's not just them. It is truck drivers, it is retail clerks, it is call center workers, it is accountants, it is bookkeepers. We are in the midst of the greatest economic transformation in the history of our country, and it's going to hit black people the hardest. We have to stop nibbling at the edges and actually start solving the real problem. The mission in this campaign has to be for us to disentangle economic value and human value, say they are not the same things, and make this case to our fellow Americans that we each have intrinsic value as citizens, as human beings, and as owners and shareholders of the richest country in the history of the world.